ハッピーハロウィン。
わ
いい子ね。ハッピーハロウィン。
ーい。
いい子ね。
ハッピーハロウィン、いい子だよ。ああ、私も滝田のプレゼント欲しい。
子供ですか。
佐藤お姉ちゃん、これももらっていいの？いいよ。
I got a strange feeling about today. It's Halloween. What? No! So, yeah, that happened. And I guess I'm a werewolf now. You guys see if spinning around changes how the quality is. Does not appear to have affected. Anyway, happy Halloween! We're gonna whip up a cake. It's gonna be a pumpkin cake. I will probably over here somewhere. I'll slap the recipe in there. It'll also be in the description. But anyway, again, happy Halloween. And we'll get flipped around here and get this. Guess I probably better go take some wolfsbane potion or something. Look at my ear. Does my ear flap? I thought my ear wiggles. Kind of looked like my ear wiggles. Anyway, so yeah, let me get this face off. There we go. Oh, nope, it's not gonna go away. Anyway, I will be back in the next clip with slightly less hair. Let me go shave real quick. Well, that's better. Little too much facial hair for my liking. Anyway, we are going to be making a pumpkin cake because I couldn't think of any other idea to make, and I still have to carve my pumpkin, which is a completely different situation, but I'll try and throw a picture of whatever the result is on that up here on the end of the video. No guarantees though, because I may have to get this video out before then. Anyway, so we're making a pumpkin cake, as you can see by that recipe over there. I keep looking at the stop button because that's, yeah, my camera lens is over here. But as you can see by this recipe over here in the corner, it's pretty straightforward. It's a yellow cake mix, 4 eggs, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. This is completely out of order from what the recipe has, but 1/4 cup of sugar to accommodate for the additional ingredients. 1 15-ounce can. It says pumpkin puree. I'm just using Libby's pure pumpkin. I imagine it's probably the same thing because it's got to be pureed to get in the can. And then you also need a 1/2 cup of oil and a 1/4 cup of water. I just poured them into the same measuring thing and took it up to 3/4 cup. That is all of the ingredients, unless I'm missing something. Like I said, the recipe will be there and also in the description in case I totally messed up, which is a good possibility because it's one of my many talents. Anyway, we've also got some icing for decorating. Got some colored black. We also have prepared some cream cheese frosting in orange for also decorating, and then the base layer for the frosting is just basic cream cheese because cream cheese and pumpkin's a great combination. And I thought I might throw some green sugars, sanding sugar on it too, because there's green stuff in Halloween pumpkin related things. So let me flip this around. I think I can do it live on the recording, and we will show you the layout here and get going. Alright, so like I said, it takes 1 yellow cake mix, 4 eggs, cake mix is in here, cinnamon, it's going to be 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. This looks pureed to me, so we will use it. Got the oil and water, 1/4 cup water, 1/2 cup of oil, and I believe that's everything. So as far as I know, recipe says to preheat oven to 350. I am going off from the very little that I recall, so I'm going to start it at preheating at 350 first and see if that's accurate. And then the recipe just says combine everything together. So I've got my cake mix in here. I'm going to try and do the dry stuff first, which I'm going to need both hands for. But there's the 1/4 cup of sugar. as requested. The pumpkin, I'll wait and do that with the wet ingredients, I think. Get the lid back on this frosting here until we're ready to use it. And yeah, so I'm gonna get all the ingredients dumped in there, and then, or all the dry ingredients dumped in there, and yeah, we'll put them all in. We'll dump them all in. Oh, that one's already okay. We had some cream cheese frosting here already on the counter that did not account for, which is kosher because that's why I got this one. Anyway, I'm going to mix it all up until we get this puree, or this mixed together. It says to combine it all and then mix for 2 minutes, I believe, so everything's well incorporated. I'm just going to use a hand whisk so I don't have to deal with the mixer. We are going to be putting it in a 9x13 cake pan. As you can see, it is greased. I just used spray oil in accordance with the recipe. So that's where we're at. I'll be back once I have it all mixed and perhaps ready to go in the pan. This precarious perch might actually work. So let me move this pan aside. There we go. I've got everything mixed up together here. It looks like a beautiful pumpkin colored puree. It's kind of thick, but it's also quite smooth in accordance with the recipe. Everything is blended together and we are ready to put it into the pan. So I'm going to get this cleaned off. I'm going to try not to drop my phone in the batter because I'm currently got it precariously perched over top of the batter. Set this aside because, you know, the recipe does say not to eat raw batter. I'm not going to stop you, and I'm going to tell you it tastes delicious, but there are raw eggs in it, so if you eat it, you do it at your own risk. Okay, so we're going to see if we can get a beautiful pour going here. Do I want to put this in a slow motion mode? Yes, I think I do. Do I? Maybe not. I don't know. It's fine. It'll be fine. I can clip it later. Here we go. It's a stream of why am I trying to say pancake? Pumpkin cake batter. Just raining from the sky, which is actually oddly wedged under the cabinets so I can get it to fall from the top of the shot. So with that, stick my thumb in it over here. We will do this number. Scrape all that wonderful pumpkin-y goodness down. Now just a reminder for you at this point, since we've already put it into the pan is greased. So hopefully you're watching the video before mixing everything up and pouring it into the pan. Okay, I'm going to have to slide this off the side because I can't see what I'm doing. Here's a close-up of my thumb. Enjoy. Alright, get this over. That's not going to work. I'm going to have to readjust. Scrape this out this way. There we go. And our oven is preheated to 350 degrees as the recipe requests. And we have the rack positioned at the center spot in the oven. Yeah, it's mostly cleaned out. That'll work. Put that aside so it doesn't make a mess. I have pumpkin on my thumb. And we'll just kind of smooth this out, being careful not to touch the pan through the batter so we don't mess up the layer of oil that's on it, keeping it from sticking. Okay, that looks pretty good. Put that aside. Rinse the pumpkin batter off my thumb. And then we'll just shake this a little bit. Try and get that top to smooth out, because we are going to be frosting it afterwards, so I would like a mostly smooth top. And I apologize for destroying your ears, because that probably was horrendous. So, then from there, pull the oven door down. Okay. And we will follow the pumpkin cake into the oven. And we'll see if I can put it in here one-handed without burning myself. It's on the center rack there. Okay. And we will put it in. It says the recipe said for 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set it to 20. That way I can check it before the time, and we'll be back when it's ready to go. Alright, the timer has just gone off. I checked it when the first timer went off, and I went ahead and pushed it back another 5 minutes, so we cooked it for... Thank you for that. We cooked it for 25 minutes. And we're going to slide it out here and check to make sure it's done. It says a toothpick in the center should come out clean, and that looks sufficiently clean to me. So go ahead and pull it out, and it says to cool on a wire rack before dumping out to... That's a beautiful cake right there. Before dumping out to frost. I'm going to leave it in the pan, but I do have it on a wire rack to help it cool faster. And then once we get it cool, we'll go ahead and get to work on frosting it. I'm thinking, because I've got orange, I'm thinking probably a pumpkin of some kind, and then the black to do outlines and details, probably some bats maybe, that sort of thing. So that's just kind of where I'm thinking. We will be back when we're cooled off enough to start frosting. And if I'm lucky, I'll find some way to precariously perch this so I can frost with both hands instead of trying to frost with one. So we'll see you in the next clip. Alrighty, our cake is all nice and cooled and very pumpkin-y. And we are gonna get started here on the frosting. So the base layer, of course, is just going to be ordinary cream cheese. And I got this wonderful spatula here to make this go faster. Be careful, because apparently it rips the top off. I will get that bug. There we go. Don't want bugs in the cake. So I'm going to be careful, because it's wanting to peel the outer crust on here. And this is just going to be a straight through, no cuts, all frosty decorating, amazing awesomeness video at this point, because that's easier to deal with when it comes to uploading. And we'll just put this whole jar of frosting on here. If you're wondering how long it was between the last take and this one, it's roughly 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours. So the cake is plenty cool, and I just felt the bottom of the pan to make sure it was fine. So put this evenly spread on here like this. And And the frosting I just stored at room temperature because it's easier to work with when it's not cold. And I don't think it needs to be refrigerated until it's been open. The orange one, I mean, realistically it wasn't open that long, so it didn't really matter. Because I did mix it up earlier when we were prepping the cake itself. Thick on the top here, but that shouldn't be a problem. We'll just move it around a little, and you should be good. Saw a trick once where you could use a blow dryer on a low setting to smooth out and even up frosting, and it works pretty well. Except it blows lint into your frosting. So probably not the most recommended method. Okay. That should work. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay. And it's just occurred to me that I don't have a bag for my orange frosting. We'll use this highly technical method of putting it in a Ziploc bag. Since I don't have a piping bag. So, orange frosting, right? Very orange. I keep forgetting I have the wide angle lens going, so that's a fun thing. And that technique's not going to work there. Let's see how big of a mess I can make. Because making messes is one of my many talents. You know? As you should be quite aware at this point. So, let's put this in here. Actually, try this technique. Like this. Pull this out backwards. There we go. Then we can scoop this in here, and it'll be less of a mess. So, I really meant to do this earlier, but I was working on videos and trying to get a pumpkin design figured out for this giant feller here. Still don't know what I'm going to do for the pumpkin, but we're making progress on the cake, so that's one thing done, I guess. I'm going to need to probably get the regular spatula out. Scrape off most of the white. There we go. This works a lot better. Anticipate needing all of this orange, but we might, possibly. Okay. frosting in the zipper. I don't recommend getting frosting in the zipper, whether it be the Ziploc bag zipper or a jacket zipper. Either one is a bit of a mess, as you can see here. Set that out of the way. And try this. Scrape that down a bit. Okay. And then, then I scrape the knife back off right into the zipper. Whew. There we go. I'm going to have orange frosting all over the place, but it's quite alright, I guess. Alright, and we'll just push all this frosting to one corner and try to push the air out, because it doesn't do much good to frost with air. Okay, that'll work. There's that. And then we will roll this up on itself, and just like that, we have a piping bag. Magic. Almost like I knew what I was doing. So, for this, I'm thinking a big pumpkin. Maybe a couple, maybe a big pumpkin and some little pumpkins. So we're going to do a bit of a pumpkin shape here. It's kind of pumpkin-y shaped. Fill in the pumpkin. Okay. Little pumpkin-y friend. And then let's make let's do some little pumpkins over here. Yes, little bitty pumpkin. Little bitty pumpkin. Just a pile of pumpkins in the corner. Pumpkin. Pumpkin. Okay. And I think we'll hold off on that. Yeah, we can set that there. This is just green sanding sugar. Do a little bit of that along the bottom, because I didn't have green frosting. Make it look like a bit of grass. This one out a little bit because it's got some ridges there, so we'll make the kind of the design lines on it with the black. There we go. And luckily I have this pumpkin here for reference. So let's see. Okay. This is cookie icing. Perimeter here. Okay. make this one a jack-o'-lantern. That could be fun. Let's give him a face. Let's go with a classic triangle eyes. And a big smiley face. With a bit of a toothy grin. There we go. And didn't have any brown to do a stem on him, but we can do this with the black. That will make a nice little stem. And then these little pumpkins need a perimeter. And there we go.
Cancellation on 11:59 p.m. local time on the 3rd.
Go ahead and get some stems here. Use little pumpkins with the stem. Go. This stem here. I don't think I'm going to try and do faces on these. I just, there we go. Let's go ahead and give them some decorative pumpkin shaping lines. Okay. They look like jail pumpkins because they got bars on the front. Stuck on the side of the pan. There we go. There we go. And I think up here in the corner, we need a bat. You might be a spider. It's supposed to be a bat, but it kind of looks like a spider. And then it's gonna go. And E kind of lost its loop. First time working with this kind of icing, so it's but I have an idea on how to fix it, and it's probably just going to make it worse. So to be totally honest, I'm not going to try to fix it. Yeah, that's sufficient for me. There we go. A big pumpkin, a slightly blended together Happy Halloween. And that is going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And that's all I've got. Till next time, stay random and Happy Halloween.